Hi friends, welcome to this latest podcast of the Nationalist View, and today we have with us a very special guest, Dr. Michael Barak. Dr. Michael Barak is a senior researcher at the Institute for Counter-Terrorism of Lauder School of Government Diplomacy and Strategy at Reichman University, Herzliya, and he also serves as the team leader of the Global Jihad and Jihadi Websites Monitoring Group and the team research manager of the ICT Cyber Desk. In addition, he teaches as well in Reichman University courses on terrorism and Islamic radical movements. Dr. Barak, thank you so much for taking time out from your busy schedule and being with us. And my first question is that how do you look at the current situation in Gaza, especially in context of what Hamas is doing? We have seen that there have been demonstrations against Hamas recently. So, is there a growing discontent against Hamas? Is it a new thing, or was it always there?
So first of all, thanks for the invitation. It's good to be here. Regarding your question, recently we saw increasing demonstration against Hamas among the citizens, calling to Hamas to end the war, to bring back the hostages, the Israeli hostages, back to Israel state, and to end the war. Actually, we see that this demonstration is a kind of the citizens of Gaza are approaching to a breaking point. They don't dare anymore. They are not afraid anymore to criticize Hamas because the humanitarian situation is not very good, but it's not also very low. But they don't have nothing to lose because IDF, because before the Israeli army is approaching to or is intends to make a military action against Hamas, IDF announces that the citizens of Gaza has to evacuate the specific region and they have to relocate themselves in order not to be hurt, to be damaged. So this situation that the Gazan citizens have to move from a place to place, they had enough from that, and they want that Hamas will end the war. Also because of that, so right now the IDF, right now there are negotiations between Israel to Hamas by the help of several mediator states like Egypt, some way Qatar, but Egypt is definitely is deeply involved in these mediations and negotiations. Hamas wants to show that he is the big boss, he is like the big winner in the neighborhood, so he doesn't want to accept the demands of Israel. And this is also because Hamas has a narrative that this is the 7th of October. This was a kind of a divine victory. We have to remember that Hamas is Islamic movement, belong to the Muslim Brotherhood. If we read, I read Arabic. So if you read someone read the scriptures, what they write all the time, they use as in their own eyes Islamic Quran verses and the Hadith. They want to prove to their audience and to the Muslim world that actually they are the vanguard, the Islamic vanguard that is has the ability to defeat Israel, maybe if not in the short term, in the long term. And this kind of war, actually, which they describe as jihad or mukawama, resistance, they serve this divine mission to defeat and to destroy the Israeli state. So actually, there are some Hamas members that are not cared to be killed. They think that they will become shaheed, martyr, and by this they are fulfilling the jihadi religious obligation. In some other cases, we see also Hamas members that are also try to desert or to leave the Hamas movement, but because they are afraid to be killed. But if they are doing that, then Hamas manage to capture them and execute them. We saw also that Hamas has executed several Gazan people who dared to criticize Hamas. So there is still a fear inside Gaza among the citizens to criticize Hamas. Those who criticize Hamas are not only citizens, but we can find also other Islamists that belong to the Salafi stream in Gaza. They actually, the Salafi stream in Gaza was a very vocal voice against Hamas, not only after 7th of October, but also before 7th of October, calling to Hamas not to collaborate with Iran because this Palestinian Salafi stream claim that Iran is not a reliable ally that you can trust. Secondly, they also claim that Hamas should have to stop his oppression against the citizens of Gaza. Now, this kind of criticism is is not doesn't like this kind of criticism, and because of that, he arrested many Salafi members inside Gaza. Some of them were thrown to jail. Uh, so this is a big dispute between the Salafi stream inside Gaza to Hamas. But right now, the situation, let's say, um, we are waiting. Israel is waiting to see what can be the outcomes of the negotiations between Israel and Hamas. Also, United States is involved. I mentioned Egypt to see what will be the fate of the hostages, Israeli hostages, if when they will are going to be released. There are still 59 Israeli hostages inside Gaza that are kept in a very horrible and very poor situation, and their health is not is only become worse. And Hamas knows that how to approach or how to conduct psychological warfare against Israel, because even Hamas spoke about it even before 7th of October, that in order to create a debate inside the Israeli society, or to create or to deepen a rift inside the Israeli society, you have to kidnap Israeli hostages and then to bargain with them. Because in this way, you will create a debate between different parts of the Israeli society about the fate of those Israeli hostages. So one of the Hamas members, I don't remember his name, but he said that this is a good way by kidnapping Israeli. This is a good way to weaken the Israeli society resilience, because we create a debate inside the Israeli society. So, so this is one point. Like, we're waiting to see what will be the fate of the hostages if the negotiations will succeed. And the second point is if Israel is going to continue the war inside Gaza to deepen the war against Hamas, because we see that Hamas still have still has tunnels, especially in the borders with Egypt and Gaza. And this, unfortunately, the job is not done because these tunnels are being used to smuggle weapon, even drugs, even human trafficking, and this is a threat also to Israeli national security. Not, you know that the tunnels issue is a very important tool by non-state actors. If I'm just speaking, for example, about Somalia, today, the Al-Shabaab al-Mujahideen, the official branch of Al-Qaeda, there are indications that Al-Shabaab al-Mujahideen in Somalia also adapted the idea of using tunnels from Hamas and from the Lebanese Hezbollah. And there are tunnels that are reaching from the territories of Al-Shabaab al-Mujahideen, from the Al-Shabaab al-Mujahideen to Mogadishu, the capital. Some analysts and also intelligence agencies say that the next Afghanistan will be in Somalia. So we see that there is inspiration among terrorist organizations, and this is we can speak about it on another podcast. But the tunnels is a very huge problem for many armies and states. I think that also between maybe the Taliban also has also tunnels in Waziristan. This is a threat also to Pakistan, maybe to India. I don't know, but this is a huge problem, the tunnels. And thirdly, Hamas is trying to reach to it tries to cultivate its ties with states like Turkey and Qatar in order to make sure that if there will be an agreement between Israel to Hamas, then Hamas warriors, Hamas members, will find a shelter in those countries. But right now it doesn't seem like that. Hamas wants to fight, or at least it shows that he wants to fight until the last drop of blood.
Okay. You have been monitoring, the jihadi websites across the world, and as your previous work shows, you have been closely monitoring the cyber world. I just wanted to know that, while on ground, Israel has been winning the war against Hamas, but when we look at the cyber world, in terms of the narrative building, there seems to be, and Hamas seems to have done, I would say, and kind of an incredible thing in terms of building up a false narrative. I consider it to be a false narrative, but they have been able. So when we look at the ground war, Israel is winning. When we look at the battle of narratives, it seems, Israel is on the back foot. And not only Israel, most of the democracies actually basically are on the back foot. So, if you could throw some light on this, that why they haven't, how they are, building up such a tremendous power of, building up narratives which kind of suit radical Islam.
You mean the narrative or the tunnels?
No, the narratives. How in
Ah,
the cyber world, how they are building, what is it about them that they are able to successfully build such strong narratives in favor of radical Islam? And every time there is an action against radical Islamists, it is being projected as a humanitarian crisis.
you're right. So first of all, Hamas is not the only actor in the region, or let's say in the psychological warfare against Israel. Taking social media networks also is a very important tool used by them. Saying that Hamas has collaborators that are that have been conducting psychological warfare against Israel. Most of them, the most important one is Iran. Iran, Lebanese Hezbollah, the Muslim Brotherhood, other Islamists, and also radical left activists around the world that are conducting or helping to Hamas to conduct psychological warfare. Now, in our institution, ICT, I published an article about the mentorship that Iran and the Lebanese Hezbollah are giving to Hamas. What does it mean? Iran actually, I think in 2007, for example, established media umbrella that unites dozens of media outlets that belongs to several terrorist organizations. This media umbrella organization is called IRTVU, the Islamic Radio and Televisions organizations. And this organization, which we can find over there, media outlets that belongs to the Houthis in Yemen, to the Lebanese Hezbollah, to the pro-Iranian Iraqi militias, uh, to Palestinian terrorist organizations like Hamas, the Palestinian Islamic Jihad, and others. And actually this umbrella IRTVU, this organization, Iranian, is has been giving to Hamas. If we speak about Hamas, has been giving them instructions or guidance how to conduct psychological warfare against Israel by using especially the social media networks. For example, playing on the victimhood narrative. So Hamas all the times, even it's a false, but is all the time he pretend to be the victim of Israeli allegedly aggression, or the Gazan people living allegedly in poor conditions. But before 7th of October, if you check, someone checked how the Gazan people lived, they lived very happily, not happily, but they lived in a very good conditions. Uh, and third, we know that also Hamas sent members to Hezbollah television, El Manar television in Beirut, in order to have several courses on how to conduct psychological warfare against Israel. For example, not only that, but also how to recruit the Israeli Arabs. In Israel, there are also a big, I think, 15% of the population of Israel are composed from Arabs. There are some of them serves in the army, some of them are also in the Israeli parliament, and so part of this psychological warfare, Hamas is also trying to portray a false image that Israel has exploited the Israeli Arabs for its own interest, and by this to recruit Arab Israelis to fight against Israel in the next escalation round. So, so there is the narrative of the victimhood. Secondly, there is also the narrative of David and Goliath. Hamas all the time pretends to be or tries to present itself as the David, which was the weak figure in the story, while Israel is the Goliath. Israel is the giant that wants to destroy the Palestinians. All these nonsense. So Hamas is using that, and also Hamas is, by the help of the Muslim Brotherhood, all the time accuses Israel in false accusations, like that Israel is an apartheid state, that Israel is a racist state. And actually, we see that, for example, inside the Arabic society in Israel, there are some Arabs that try to present to the international community that this propaganda of Hamas is a false. If I can mention a very influential activist, Arab Israeli, Yusuf Haddad. He is an Arab who lives in Israel, and he is one of the leading actors in Israel that is trying to show that Hamas actually presents a false picture, that actually the Arab Israelis, they don't suffer from discrimination, but actually you can find them inside the Israeli hospitals, working over there, inside the IDF, Israeli army, inside the universities, and actually and it tries to show that this is a false picture. The main problem is also is in the campuses in the West, in United States, in the United Kingdom, in Australia. Many of these demonstrations that are being conducted against Israel are also that we can find the Hamas and the Muslim Brotherhood and radical left involvement. Some of these demonstrators also have been paid. Uh, very recently, we saw that the United States of America, Donald Trump, ordered to instructed to expel one of the leading students, I think in Columbia University, that demonstrated against Israel and prevented from Jewish students to get inside to the campuses. There is also another interesting phenomena that we see that there is a Hamas and Muslim Brotherhood and radical left involvement inside the campuses in the universities in United States, United Kingdom, and Australia, for example. Those pro-Palestinian, pro-Hamas students actually are also promoting the narrative of Hamas. Actually, they called from the river to the sea. They don't know where is the river, which sea. We see some ignorance among these students, but in some there are some Jewish activists or pro-Israeli activists inside these campuses in the West that try to check if those students know where is this river. I mean, maybe I have to correct myself. They called "Let's Free Palestine from the river to the sea." They don't know where is the river. So these Jewish activists, when they ask these students, pro-Palestinian students, where is this river? Where is this sea? They did not know that. So so these students, pro-Palestinian students, actually some of them were paid by external actors like Muslim Brotherhood Network. Actually, there is also Qatar money that is been paid to some of these demonstrators. Uh, it's not a conspiracy theory. There are like reports. You can find it online. So now one of these students is being expelled after Donald Trump ordered to expel those pro-Palestinians or pro-Hamas students, pro-Hamas students. Those they are being expelled from United States. So Hamas is not alone in the field of the psychological warfare. He's been assisted by Iran, Muslim Brotherhood, as I mentioned, and he knows very well how to exploit the technology and the platforms, online platforms, to his interest against Israel.
One last question I want to ask Dr. Barak. Recently, the Grand Mufti of Pakistan, you might have read that the Grand Mufti of Pakistan declared that the Pakistan should declare jihad against Pakistani should declare jihad against Israel for its actions in Gaza. And then there was violence in Pakistan. The Western outlets were targeted. A similar thing has
Yes.
happened in Bangladesh also. So, how do you look at basically, and especially Pakistan is known to have been a hub of, terrorism in South Asia. So, and it is also seems to be part of, a larger global terror network scheme of things. So, how do you look at this development in South Asia, especially against Pakistan raising voice against Israel and talking about jihad?
Uh, I'm not an expert for Pakistan, but as far as I know, there are also other voices inside Pakistan, political forces that are interested to cultivate ties with Israel. This is maybe a surprise, but uh, there were several delegations from Pakistan to Israel who wants to cultivate ties with Israel. Um so this is, I think, a clash inside Pakistan between different schools, the way they see Israel or the West. One wants a collaboration with the West, also with Israel, and the other ones wants to defend or describes his activity against Israel as a defense on the Islamic identity. So I'm not familiar which forces inside Pakistan are involved in the promoting anti-Israeli forces, but we have to see that the picture is not black or white. That it's you can find other political forces inside Pakistan. There are discussions about the normalization between Israel to Saudi Arabia. If Saudi Arabia will normalize ties with Israel, maybe Pakistan will be the next. I know that, or at least from open sources, there is an increasing involvement of Iran inside Pakistan. There is a big Shia population in Pakistan, and this is a very good opportunity for Iran to exploit it in order to undermine uh, pro-Western narratives inside Pakistan. Iran is not interested now that Pakistan will normalize ties with Israel, or at least will have ties with Israel, or will um, getting nearer to the West. So Iran is supporting those dissident and these political forces that are supporting Iran. Iran, unfortunately, I mean the leadership of Iran is collaborating with different actors, not only in Pakistan but also in other places, also in Sudan, in order to put a foot and to cultivate its influence in the region and to prevent from states to get nearer to the West. I'm not aware about this mufti in Pakistan, but Iran indeed is also involved in the politics or tries to influence on the politics inside Pakistan. Um, this is what I know.
Okay. So we'll end our conversation here. Thank you, Dr. Barak, for taking time out from your busy schedule and being with us. And we'll soon be back with another podcast, another topic. And if you have any questions, for Dr. Barak. You can post it in the comment box of this YouTube video, and we'll take these questions to Dr. Barak and try to get some answers for you. And thank you for watching. We'll be back soon. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Barak.
Thank you very much.